Hey everyone, Dr. Frunky here with an awesome new knife consult for you on the Curtis Knives Cruze. If you go way back on my channel, my very first custom knife ever was a Curtis Knives F3. That was in Frunky green and it was kind of legendary on this channel. I've really enjoyed Curtis's evolution ever since that time. When I had the knife, it had a bit of a light detent, and since then he's upgraded detents and sort of evolved his knives. He's evolved the Cruze model as well. The Cruze was something of a smaller F3 initially, but in the last couple of years, he's reimagined the Cruze as more of an EDC style, thinner and easier to carry knife. And that's really, really nice. Honestly, the Cruze has caught my eye a number of times in various different trims. I should say that this one was sent by David Curtis so I could check this out and to make a video about it. He didn't say I had to make a video, but I'm happy to do it because I really like Curtis custom knives. They're based out of Granger, Indiana, and it's basically just Dave Curtis making these knives, and he does an awesome job of it, and he's very skilled. And like I said, over time his knives have been getting better. I handled some recent F3s and the snappy detent and everything, and the quality is just there. And so I'm happy to bring to light again this great company and show what they're up to these days. So again, this is the Cruze. Let's go ahead and get some vital signs on this guy. It is a full-size knife, although it maintains a slim profile. We've got a 3.5-inch blade. You're about 3.9 to the pivot, 8 inches of overall length. Your handle length is about 4.5 with 4 inches of effective grip area right there. In terms of your handles and thicknesses here, you're coming in at 0.54 inches, so just over half an inch. Quite a nice thickness there. And 157 thousandths on the blade stock, a fairly standard blade thickness. Bringing this scale out here, this thing is coming in at 3.97 ounces, so just under 4 ounces. Now keep in mind, this is the milled pattern. This one has these holes in it. There are various different trims. If you're familiar with Curtis knives, you are familiar that he does a lot of different options and a lot of different finishes, and so it should be taken, this particular model and this particular design should just be taken as a design exercise to show you what he's capable of, and certainly we can talk about some more of those details as we go through it. Let me bring out another couple of knives for a quick size comparison. Here's the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and the Para 3. Here you're going to see you're going to slot right in between, favoring the Para 2 size. You've got a big blade and a relatively small handle. I like that a whole lot. What I really appreciate is that it's actually very thin in this dimension. The F3 is rather wide in this dimension. It's a wide knife, and with its long flipper tab, it's kind of absurdly wide. This is much thinner, and so it provides a nicer profile for everyday carry. It doesn't compromise the large knife feeling or the ergonomics in hand, but it's very, very nice. So speaking of, let's break this knife down anatomically and see what we're working with. Up front is this blade done in Damasteel. Now, he normally works in CTS XHP or other high-quality steels. This one happens to be done in Damasteel, which is a beautiful, high-performance stainless Damascus. Let's just take a look at the blade itself. It is hollow ground. Very thinly hollow ground, in fact. It's a very nice, slicey little blade, given how thin it is behind the edge. Despite it being quite a thick blade and maintaining that thickness nearly all the way to the stock here, to the tip here, it is ground very thin, and so it cuts quite well. And it really is a little bit of a slicier blade than the F3. The F3 really is meant as more of a tactical and heavy-duty kind of blade. This one is a much more gentlemanly and everyday carry-oriented type of blade. It also features sort of a modified drop point style blade. You could almost call it a spear point with the way that this tip is sort of halfway between the drop and the belly of the blade right there. I rather like that. It makes for excellent push cuts, I should say stabbing cuts, as well as draw cuts for everyday uses. Very practical blade on this. It's very nice. It's got a little bit of jimping up here that functions quite well. It's rather aggressive. You can certainly feel it when you're putting your thumb on it. There is a forward choil right here that works as both a sharpening and a finger choil. I can get my finger fully into that space if I want to use that for fine cutting. I can reach over the top of the blade very easily like this, very comfortable in the hand like that. Moving back to the pivot, this runs on ball bearings. Curtis Knives is known for its custom pivots. Normally it features a bit of a hash mark or a crosshairs, as I'll call it, in keeping with the Curtis Knives logo. I'll say the Curtis Knives logo is a little bit prominent. This is the newest iteration of that logo, and it's even bigger than it used to be. I would prefer to see it on the non-presentation side of the knife, if that was possible, or just much smaller. Even just the crosshairs, and we would know that it's a Curtis custom knife. But that's totally fine. This one actually features a Mammoth Inlay right here. That's Mammoth Ivory or Mammoth Tooth or something like that. Really impressive stuff. This is thousands of years old and really sought after high quality stuff inside of there. It has the proprietary pivot right here. He does sell an effective armorer's tool to help open this. This is a large screw on a normal pivot. The pivot itself inside is not this huge or even the size of that inner diameter. This is just a decorative pivot, essentially. Moving back to the handles, this one is done in a flamed titanium. Here you can see, let me get a cloth here and clean this off so the colors come through a little bit nicer on the video here. This is a flame anodized treatment right here. So Dave will take a torch and actually make this by hand, this coloration. The same principle is true of heat treating titanium or Timascus. This is just regular titanium finished this way. I do like the milled patterns here. Very cool sort of slanted windows of various sizes. And it really brings the weight down. To be under 4 ounces with this much metal is really great. One of the points of contention always is the clips on Curtis Knives. He does like to have his special logo on there. This one functions quite well. He always has these very functional spring clips, and then it shows that outside of the pocket. This one rides a little bit high, but that's usually not a problem. It provides excellent traction for removing the knife out of the pocket. There's a short length backspacer here, also flame anodized titanium. Beautifully centered. Excellently made. It feels very quality. You can actually feel the strength and the solidity. There's very good lockup here. Let me take a look. There is a steel lock bar insert. I do remember that part of the appeal of these knives is that he had one of the earliest adaptations of hardened steel lock bar inserts, and he's still doing that to this day. Excellent, excellent quality here. There's a reason that I chose Curtis Custom Knives as my very first custom knife. It is a reliable company. They make an excellent product. Dave Curtis is working hard to make an American-made, high-end product that delivers. It has just great ergonomics. It has great quality. It has great functionality. The F3 was like fit, form, and function or something like that. His goal is to make an excellent, everyday, usable knife, and he excels at doing that. Now, the prices are a little bit high. You can check out his website at curtiscustomknives.com and to learn a little bit more, or check him out at Curtis Custom Knives on Instagram for more information. But these are some of the very best knives made in the USA right now, and they're up there with the likes of Hinderer and Strider and the other sort of heavy-duty, overbuilt EDC kind of knives. Certainly keep an eye out for this manufacturer. They're doing great things, and it's always fun to see what he tries next. He has a few in his lineup, the F3, the Cruze. He has a sway tack folder that's a sway back. What am I trying to say? Nail nick type of knife, traditional type of knife, and he's got a couple of others as well. He's got the ODT flipper. I've done some videos on some of these knives. You can see the Nano as well as some others. So check out the other videos that I've done on Curtis Custom Knives. I'll leave some links down below. And let me know what you think of the Cruze. I think this may be my favorite overall EDC knife from them. It's slimmer than the F3, a little bit lighter, a little bit slimmer in the pocket, nice clip. Well made, very good action. The new detents are excellent. Really impressed with the quality on this. Again, Dave did not ask me to make this video. I made this because I genuinely do like this knife, and I think that they're doing a great job. Now, obviously, this won't be to everyone's tastes, but Dave does a great amount of work with customization, and so there is a spectrum of different knives, even for this exact model, that you can find out there. So take a look at these. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Go ahead and click like and subscribe to my channel here. Follow Dave at Curtis Custom Knives on Instagram. Follow me at Dr. Frunke on Instagram. If you want to help my channel out a little bit, head over to patreon.com/Dr. Frunke, where you can help support me a little bit. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, take care.